the silent battle in your mind. Have you ever found yourself going about your day, working, eating, laughing with friends, when suddenly they pop into your head? No warning, no context, just their face, their voice, a memory. Before you know it, your heart sinks, your energy shifts, your thoughts are hijacked by someone who may not even be thinking about you at all. Why does that happen? Why does someone stay stuck in your mind like a song on repeat, even when they're no longer in your life? You're not weak and you're not crazy. You're simply fighting a silent battle between your thoughts and your desire for emotional freedom. It's exhausting, and you might feel frustrated or even ashamed. You try to push them out. You keep busy, but their presence lingers. It's important to realize that not all thoughts about someone mean you're still in love or that you need them back. Sometimes your brain is just trying to process. It replays people who left a strong impact because it's seeking understanding, clarity, and resolution. But in the absence of answers, your mind gets stuck in a loop. Here's the hard truth you need to hear. Constantly thinking about them doesn't mean they're your destiny. It might just mean they're your deepest wound. And wounds don't heal by being ignored. They heal when they're understood and faced with honesty and grace. When you realize that obsessively thinking about someone might not be about love, it might be about loss, the version of you that existed when they were part of your world. The good news is, you are not powerless in this loop. You can acknowledge the thought, understand it, and then release it. Healing begins the moment you stop asking, "Why can't I forget them?" and start asking, "What did they awaken in me that still needs healing?" Don't run from the thoughts. Face them. Learn from them. Then, free yourself from them. Your mind is a sacred place, and not everyone deserves to live there. Unwinding the emotional bond. Let's talk about emotional attachment. When someone is constantly on your mind, it's often not just about the person. It's about the energy you exchanged with them. Every connection you make isn't just physical or verbal, it's energetic. You pour parts of yourself into conversations, laughter, and vulnerability. The more emotionally invested you were, the deeper that connection goes. That's why it's not always easy to just stop thinking about them. It's not about willpower, it's about unwinding a bond that was emotionally charged. The conversations, the closeness, the emotional highs and lows, they all leave a trace. Think of them as emotional fingerprints on your soul. But here's what you must understand. Just because the energy was real doesn't mean it's still serving you. Many of us confuse attachment with meaning. We think, if I can't stop thinking about them, they must be important. But sometimes, what you're clinging to isn't the person. It's the feeling they gave you, the validation, the excitement, the illusion of connection. This is why emotional detachment is powerful. It's not an act of coldness. It's an act of self-respect. It's you saying, "I recognize what we shared, but I choose now to call my energy back. I choose to take back my peace." To begin detaching, start by honoring your feelings, not fighting them. Feel the pain, acknowledge the bond. Then shift your focus not on what you lost, but on what you still have. Your dreams, your future, and your feelings. Remember, your energy is sacred. Don't let someone live in your mind rent-free when they no longer pour into your soul. The power of closure. One of the biggest reasons someone lingers in your mind is because the story between you feels unfinished. There was no proper ending, no closure, no real goodbye. Just silence, distance, a pause that never turned into a period. And your mind hates open loops. It's like your heart is trying to finish a book without the last few chapters. So what happens? Your brain keeps replaying scenes, trying to rewrite the ending. It imagines scenarios where they come back, or where everything finally makes sense. But here's the truth. Closure doesn't always come from them. Sometimes, closure is the story you decide to stop telling yourself. You may never get the apology or the reason, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But it's also one of the most powerful shifts you can make. When you accept that not all stories need a final chapter from the other person, you reclaim your ability to write your own ending. Letting go of an unfinished story doesn't mean the connection wasn't real. It means you're choosing peace over chaos, growth over confusion, and self-worth over obsession. So the next time they cross your mind, remind yourself of this. You are allowed to close the chapter, even if they never gave you an ending. Healing is not waiting for the past to fix itself. Healing is deciding the past no longer controls your peace, breaking the mental loop. Sometimes it's not love and it's not destiny. It's a mental habit you've unintentionally created, a loop that keeps pulling your thoughts back to that same person. Your mind is powerful, but it can also become your biggest trap when left unchecked. When you constantly think about someone, your brain begins to associate them with importance, even if they're no longer relevant. That repeated thought becomes a pattern, a routine, a reflex. Your mind gets used to circling back to that name, that face, that memory. This is where overthinking becomes dangerous. You're no longer just remembering someone. You're dissecting everything, every word, every gesture, every silence. This endless analysis offers no real answers, just more questions and emotional exhaustion. And what's worse, overthinking creates illusions. It makes you believe there's something still there. But the truth is, you might just be stuck in a mental loop. The only way to break it is through awareness. You have to catch yourself when the thoughts come. Not to suppress them, but to redirect them. Ask, is this thought helping me? Is this obsession making me grow or keeping me stuck? You break the pattern by becoming intentional. Replace those thoughts with new routines, new people, and new experiences that pull your mind toward the present instead of anchoring it in the past. You have the power to train your mind to focus on what's healthy and empowering. Freedom starts in the mind, and when you take control of your thoughts, you take back control of your life. What your subconscious is trying to teach you. What if their constant presence in your thoughts isn't just emotional attachment, but a message from your subconscious mind? Sometimes, the person who lives in your thoughts is not meant to stay in your life, but to reveal something within you. Your subconscious holds a deep ocean of memories, patterns, fears, and desires. It holds on to things you haven't fully processed, not to torment you, but to bring attention to something important. Sometimes, that person represents a wound you haven't healed yet. Your subconscious wants you to address that wound, not carry the pain forward. Other times, that person symbolizes something you desire: love, safety, validation. Your mind isn't really stuck on them. It's stuck on the version of yourself you were with them. Understanding this is powerful because it shifts your focus from asking, "Why can't I forget them?" to, "What are they trying to show me about myself?" The more honest you are with yourself, the more clarity you'll gain, and with clarity comes release. The goal isn't to erase the memory. The goal is to understand it, learn from it, and free yourself from its emotional grip. When you recognize that the people who haunt your thoughts are simply reflections of the places inside you that need healing, you realize you don't need to obsess over the reflection. You need to focus on what it's showing you. This shift from emotional reaction to conscious reflection is how you reclaim your power. Healing isn't about forgetting someone. It's about remembering who you are beyond them. It's time to reclaim your energy. Now that you understand the emotional and psychological reasons someone stays on your mind, here's the truth you need to hear. It's time to reclaim your energy. Holding on to their memory has drained you, distracted you, and delayed your growth. Your life was never meant to revolve around a person who is no longer present. You have goals to chase and dreams to pursue. Every moment spent dwelling on someone who left is a moment lost from becoming the best version of yourself. So how do you begin the process of truly letting go? First, start with awareness. Don't judge yourself. Just notice when your mind drifts back to them. Gently redirect your thoughts. Read a book, take a walk, or journal your emotions. Next, break the cycle. Stop checking their social media or revisiting old messages. Block, delete, and remove whatever keeps triggering the obsession. Do this not out of hate, but out of self-love. True strength isn't in pretending you don't care. It's in protecting your peace. Finally, pour into your own life. Reconnect with your passions. Build a routine that excites you. The more full your life becomes, the less room there is for thoughts that no longer serve you. Forgive them, but more importantly, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for caring too much, for staying too long, and for hoping when you should have moved on. You're about to discover that this mental and emotional tug-of-war isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of something greater.